The guy was only here to deliver a package, but he accidentally stepped into the company building and triggered the highest level of the security system. In this complex web of laser traps, even the slightest mistake could cost him his life. But the delivery was about to be late. To avoid getting fined by the platform, he had no choice but to push forward. Luckily, he dodged all the traps and finally opened the top floor conference room door. Seeing this, the vice president froze on the spot, because to force the female CEO to resign today, he had rigged the entire building with layers of defense. He never expected a delivery guy to stroll in like it was nothing. The guy had no time to explain. He quickly walked up to the female CEO, urging her to sign for the delivery, or else the fine would cost him his daughter's birthday gift. But the CEO, who was facing a forced resignation, had no mind for such trivial things, and coldly told him to wait by the door. The guy immediately replied, "Nothing is more important than a daughter's birthday." The CEO grew impatient and told him again to leave, but the guy promised if she just signed, he could solve all her problems. Everyone thought he was talking nonsense. After all, the CEO was deep in massive losses. She hadn't even received an invitation to the top elite banquet. A delivery guy claiming he could fix it was pure fantasy. But with no options left, the CEO decided to give him a chance and gave him 10 seconds to convince her. The guy immediately suggested she withdraw current investments and switch to a project called Code Zero. The assistant instantly shouted in objection, saying it was a money pit full of risk. But the guy calmly replied, "Risk always comes with opportunity." After a moment of silence, the CEO gritted her teeth and chose to believe him. She immediately ordered the funds transferred. The vice president was thrilled. To him, this was self-destruction. He even promised the guy, once he became CEO, he would hire him as a security guard. The guy scoffed at him and kept urging the CEO to sign the delivery. Just when he thought he had avoided the penalty, he got a call from a coworker saying their wages were being withheld. He rushed to the construction site, only to find all his coworkers kneeling on the ground. As he tried to figure out what was going on, he saw his wife getting out of a rich guy's luxury car. He questioned her on the spot, but she didn't even try to hide it. She admitted she'd had enough of him and didn't want to live with a delivery guy anymore. She proudly told him the rich guy secured a $1 billion investment for her and then threw a divorce agreement in his face. Seeing her true colors, he signed the paper without hesitation and warned her she would never get the $1 billion investment from the elite family. She thought he was just throwing a tantrum, unaware that her husband was actually the CEO of a top elite family. Years ago, his power was too great and started affecting national interests, so he chose to hide his identity and lived as a delivery guy for 6 years. He married her only because he had lost control after consuming dragon blood and forced himself on her, which resulted in their daughter. He had always felt guilty because of this, but when he sensed the return of the true dragon yesterday, he decided to step back into the spotlight, planning to throw a birthday banquet for his daughter at the most luxurious hotel and reveal his true identity to the world. He even secretly arranged a $1 billion investment for his wife, intended as a surprise, but it ended up being the reason for her betrayal. Meanwhile, the female CEO received good news from her assistant. She had not only recovered her previous losses, but also built connections with the elite family. She immediately realized this delivery guy who gave